What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Sean, Resident Evil Racing. So I'm doing a little video. What I'm doing is I'm installing a shift solenoid. So now I don't have to shift it by hand. I'm going to rely on FuelTech to shift the car for me. So turn it around here. Just kind of bear with me, guys. Solenoid, that's what we went and got, the bracket, everything. So like I said, we got it installed. We did it. We tested it, see if it's going to shift. It shifts. So now I'm just going back and wiring everything in, all nice and neat, all that stuff. So trying to get it all done. I've got my bracket made for my my drive shaft sensor. I just got to get it welded on. But this is what we're doing, man. It's kind of doing it, trying to get this done. We are going to Byhalia, Mississippi, next Saturday. It's actually, today's Saturday too, so it's the next Saturday for a free entry, 3,000 to win or something like that. We're going to go down there and run. We were supposed to race today at Dyersburg, but they canceled the race. I guess some other town or some other track set on top of it or something, scheduled something on top of it. So Miss Lynn canceled that, no prep race, rescheduled it for sometime in November, I guess. I don't know when. But anyway, we're going Byhalia Raceway. It's a Memphis 10 Outlaw race. Like I said, free entry, 3,000 to win. I think it's 3,000 to win for so many cars. But anyway, we just got to put on our shifter solenoid. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and film it. I'm going to finish buttoning everything up. I'm going to end up running what they call a time-based test feature on the FuelTech. And what it'll do, anything that's activated time-based, you will watch all the functions. It will see if it will engage nitrous solenoids, trans brake, which I'll operate the trans brake. That's what it ignites, time-based test feature. It will shift the car, all them little things like that, all the features like that that's set up on time-based will engage if there's a solenoid or anything like that. So stay with me, and I'm gonna finish tightening this up. I said we run the harness, run it to our shift solenoid relay right here on our leash dual 70 amp relay. I used to use it on my nitrous system before I went to fuel injection, so I had that activating both, the stages of nitrous on the other one. So we went away with that. Now I got it using activating the trans brake with it, the relay on the trans brake, and on the shift solenoid. So hey, I still able to keep it, able to work with it. So it's where we've got it wired to, and this side, the shift solenoid, we're doing it as a ground activated relay, and on the trans brake is just your 12 volt activated relay. We do the ground activated because anything that's with the FuelTech, anything that's on a 12 volt output, 12 volt activated output, for some reason pulses everything that it's connected to. So if you got nitrous solenoids that's on a 12 volt output, it'll just pulse them really quick as soon as you turn the ECU on. So we decided to opt out with the 12 volts and opted to do the ground. So now my nitrous solenoids are 12 volt activated ground activated outputs. All my solenoids are, and all my trans brake and all that stuff. It's also the trans brake isn't, but the shift solenoid is. It's all because I'm not using the ECU, the FuelTech, to activate the trans brake. I'm going to do it myself. Just in case something happens, I get up there and the FuelTech does not activate it, I'm stuck like Chuck on the line without anything. And when I activate that trans brake myself, it activates launch control. It gets ready to activates the nitrous system. It arms it, gets it all ready. So on the release, everything comes on. So if something happens, it doesn't, I lose all that. I lose the launch control, the nitrous system, all that stuff if it doesn't come on. So I'm a sit and duck. So I'm doing that myself. But like I said, I'm gonna finish running everything up. Give me a minute. I got tools everywhere. Then we're gonna get the laptop out, and then we're gonna run through the time-based test features. I'm gonna show y'all all that. So y'all give me a minute. so I'm going to get out the laptop. I'm going to plug the laptop in. So what I'm going to do is I've got the power. I got all the power activated right now. I'm going to open up the laptop, plug the laptop in, because you got to do everything. Time-based test features is all from the laptop. I don't know if y'all can be able to see a whole lot. There's a glare. I know, and I'm sorry guys if there's a glare. But I got the camera on a pole right now on a thing. I'm gonna try to use it in the car. I'm gonna make some passes with it. I'm gonna try to use it. I'm just kind of testing it out with this video just to see. But anyway, we're going to log in. I'll get the camera off, guys, and I'll see if I can do any. I don't know. You might be able to see some of it. But anyway. Alright, so what we did, we brought up the time-based test features. Okay, so I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna bypass this for just a second, and I'm going to go in here and I'm gonna show y'all what this does on this type. Most of your shifter solenoid is activated RPM activated switch. It is an RPM activated switch, but we are not using an RPM activated switch. So what we're using is a gear shift output. So, gear shift output, I'm going to go ahead and take this down, guys, for just a second until I get ready to. But anyway, gear shift output. So, what we're doing, it's automatic transmission. So, we got engine RPM. We're going to base it off engine RPM. It's a single output. I'm using a power glide transmission, guys, so it'll be a single output. Single pulse, gear shift output duration, single pulse. It says air shift gearbox, but it's not air shift. You still got a solenoid. Even if you got an air shifter, you still have a solenoid. It's just the air. It uses air, activates the solenoid, pulses the air shifts the shifter. We have ours set at 0.25. I've already tested some of that to see quick, slow. It's just a pulse of 0.25 seconds. So I'm going and using each gear. So first to second gear is 8200. 1-2 minimum gear time. Okay, so here's the minimum gear time. Okay, so say for instance that I let go of the trans brake button, we leave. About 30 seconds out, or 0.3 seconds out, we spin the tires, 30 feet, something like that, whatever. You know, just for instance, I'm just throwing numbers out. So the first 30 feet, we spin the tires off. Well, say the traction control does not grab it in time, that it will not spin the tires the first it will not shift this thing the first 1.5 seconds. So say it jumps up and it jumps above 8200 on the tire spin. If it's less than 1.5 seconds, it will not shift the shifter. So that's a good thing. It'll just go past it, give me time to react, the pedal, whatever, give time the traction control to grab it, just whatever it's got to do. But no matter where I set this, I got it set at 1.5 seconds. So you base that off of what your 60-foot time is. Most people spin around the 60-foot time. I can tell you right now, I have a low 120 60-foot. So the first 60 feet, if it spins, your traction control is probably not going to take over as fast to get it. But anyway, that gives me time to pedal the car if I have to before it shifts. This is a safety feature just in case it goes into tire spin early in the run. It will not shift the car and make the tire speed faster. Just kind of get what I'm saying? So usually after you're rolling, it starts spinning the tire down, 200 feet down the track. It'll start hazing the tire. Well, guess what? My car will shift anywhere between 1.9 and 2.1 seconds. It will shift it. That's how long it takes for me to get to 8200. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have it set up at 1.5 seconds. If it shifts, it'll shift after that. It will never shift anything before 1.5 seconds. And I love that about FuelTech. Alright, so then we're going to go over here. And we're going to go down. And we're going to go, let me find it here. So gear change detection. That's the gear change detection. That's what's going to allow me to detect what gear I'm in. On the release of the trans brake, it's going to know I'm in first gear. Right now we have a 456 gear in it. I like the 456. It's a little violent on takeoff, but with this being a high RPM motor, it keeps the RPMs about 79 to 8,000 when I crossed the finish line, and I shifted 8,200, so it's really good, really close. Gets me back in the power band. The torque band in this thing is like 7,100, and the peak horsepower in this thing, the peak RPM power, is around 9,400, but we don't spin it that high. We only spin it to 8,200. But anyway, that's you set your gear ratio. It's by gear shift output, all that. So that's what we're two-step button. It requires 0.6 seconds to press before there's any the gear reset source. So anyway, this is how I do it. You can go in and do activated output, but I like this a lot better only because of that feature of the where it will not allow this thing to shift less than 1.5 seconds. So we'll play with that a little bit more. Like I said, it'll shift it. I usually shift about 2 seconds out, 1.9 to 2.1 seconds out. So we'll come back and we'll do that. So now we're going to go to the time-based test feature. We'll go to that. I will enable the time-based test feature. Let me turn the ECU on. What that does, I have power in the ECU. The ECU has to be on. The computer will not turn the ECU on. It'll have it on to where I can see things. We will set this at 8,200. Alright. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go in and I'm going to activate everything. I'm going to make sure everything is working when we do this. You're going to hear the nitro solenoids click. You're going to hear them pulse during the progressive. Then you'll hear it shift. You'll hear all that stuff. So right now we're going to go in. We're going to arm the nitro system. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the trans brake button. This will start a timer. At 1.5 seconds, because the car's not running, at 1.5 seconds, this thing will shift itself. Because I have it set to where it will not shift under 1.5 seconds. It doesn't know engine RPM, so we're setting a base of 8,200. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to press it. Y'all ready? Press. Hear this click. Pulsing. And we did not shift. Well, that's strange, because it did a while ago. Well, let's see what reason why it's not shifting. Let's try it again. Didn't shift again. Alright, so I'm going to have to figure out why it did not shift. Because we were shifting just fine earlier. So I don't know why it wouldn't shift, because it did just a second ago. Everything is still set. I don't know. Let me put this back up on the pedestal. I'm going to have to find out why this thing did not shift. But anyway, alright. So, pull back in first. I'm going to grab the phone back now. What I did was, when I opened the laptop back up and I went to do all this, when I hit enter RPM, you have to hit enter. So it'll still be flashing if you don't. So it's still saying it was at 6,000. Well, I don't have it set up. It's only going to go to 6,000 RPM on the test feature. Until I enter 8,200. Since I didn't hit 8,200 to enter, it's still saying 6,000. Well, my RPM switch in my shift output is set at 8,200. So that's the reason why I didn't do that. But anyway, here we go. We're going to try this again. Everything's set at 8,200. Turn the nitrous on. We are going to hit it. Boom, shifts. That was time-based test feature, guys. So that's what's cool about this, about FuelTech, is that anything I have on a time-based, anything like that, will automatically do it. Because you can watch right down here. You see this? You see all the progressive? There's stage 2 disabled, all that stuff, percentage. You watch them. That's what you're fixing to find out when I do this and I put everything in. when I activate this, you're going to see the RPMs go up. You're going to see all that. And watch this. 8,200. Oh, well, I didn't turn the nitrous on. Turn it on. Try it again. Now, you'll watch stage 2, arm. Then you'll watch progressive nitrous output. Come on. 100%. There it went. See it? Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. So that's why I like FuelTech. It's got, I can test out anything, which Holly's got it too. But, you know, like I said, I like how this is working. I'm not having to, now I'm not never going to have to take my hands. Once I let go of the trans brake button, I'm grabbing the chute. I'm up here like this. Unless I'm having to drive it, I'm in the chute. I got to practice on doing that. Come back, shoot. Release, shoot. So that's something I got to keep on and keep on and keep on pushing myself and practicing myself. Because now I'm not going to have to shift it. I'm probably going to shift it the first time. You just watch. I'm used to shifting. I've always shifted a car by hand. All because I didn't want it to go into tire spin and shift. But now I have this feature. It will not. So if it detects tire spin, there's another setup. Once everything's set up, traction control is involved too. It detects tire spin. It will not shift this shifter until it regains traction, and then it'll shift it. So that's what we're doing, man. I appreciate you guys, you know, watching. That's just a little bit on, you know, I didn't show y'all install completely of the solenoid, but watch me tidy it up. You showed me do. I showed y'all do time-based test features with FuelTech. But anyway, kind of a cool deal. I got a shifter now. Got more control on the steering wheel. I don't have to worry about that. And then, like I said, we'll practice on release of the trans brake, grab the chute. Release the trans brake, grab the chute handle. So that's what we're going to practice at. Like I said, I'll probably grab it and shift it, all that stuff the first once, 2-3 times out until I can really get used to it. But I'm going to sit here and practice it, making sure, you know, for my body will react to let go of the trans brake button, grab the chute handle. Trans brake button, grab the chute handle. So anyway, like I said, September 25th, Byhalia Raceway, Memphis 10 Outlaw Shootout. That's where we'll be. We will get some in-car videos now. I got a mount. I'm gonna try to do some in-car footage and see what it does. We'll do some videos. But hey, man, y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share these videos. Comment, ask questions. Guys, I'll respond back. Ask questions, whatever y'all want to know, other than exact times that we run. I can't reveal that. I can't, you know, whatever. But I'm not going to throw the exact times out. We do grudge racing too. So, but anyway, we're going down there. We're going to see what we can't do. And anyway, like I said, y'all have a good weekend, and we will see you on the 25th. Later, guys.